Yo, what is up, everybody? It is your boy Skywalker OG coming at you with some more Rise of Kingdoms content, and today we're going to be going over that Boudica march that we're using here in 1307's KvK. And now, before we get really into the march that we were using, let me go ahead and state, guys, Boudica YSG is the it pairing for archers, okay? Boudica YSG. Now, what we were using was Boudicca Tomyris. We're gonna explain why we use Boudica Tomyris, and we're gonna show reports of Boudica Tomyris. We did not use that Boudica YSG, but I will go ahead and say Boudica YSG is where it's at, especially if you want a very high nuking damage march that is also has some sustainability. Let's go ahead and discuss Boudica's skills. And I will say, guys, Boudicca is just like Nevsky. It's one of those must-have marches. If you're gonna use an archer march, you gotta have Boudica. It's gotta be Boudica. Boudica is just, she's the bee's knees right now, guys. She is the bee's knees for open field for archers. Alright, let's go ahead and go over her skills. Her first skill is deals direct damage to current target of 2300 and increases their skill damage taken by 35% and reduces their march speed by 30% for 3 seconds. So not only does she deal a 2300 damage factor skill, she also increases the damage received to that enemy by 35% for 3 seconds. Increases archer units attack by 30% and their march speed by 10%. In troops led by Boudicca, archer units gain 30% increased defense when the troops has fewer than 80% of units remaining. That's a very, very good defensive buff, especially whenever it's 80% of your troops remaining. It doesn't have to go too low before you actually get that buff to pop up. Reduces skill damage taken by troops by 25% while on the map. When taking skill damage on the map, damage for the troops' next normal attack has a 50% chance to increase by 25%. And a 25% chance to increase by 50%. Both increases can trigger independently once every 7 seconds. Shields of the Ancestors passive when attacking troops. Troops receive healing factor of 800 after using active skills, and archer deals 5% increased damage to infantry. The healing effect can trigger once every 7 seconds. This is a very, very strong commander. She has defense buff, she has a healing factor, she has an amazing skill damage, and she has a skill damage increase in her kit. A very, very good, strong commander on the field. Let's go ahead and show the gear that we are using on this march. Now, we do have the complete set, and then, of course, we have war drums, and we have Seth's Call on her. I do want to get a horn on her and a ring as well. Horn and ring is pretty much the go-to. It's pretty much what you want and everything. Let me duck my head real quick. We have the set boots. Nothing is really procced on this chick at the moment. Go ahead and go over the talent trees. This one we did go with the feral nature, and then we boosted up on the Phoenix Tail just 1 out of 4. We went for the Venomous Sting, increases active skill damage of the primary and secondary commander by 8% instead of the Phoenix Tail buff. When the army led by this commander contains only archer units, normal attacks have a 10% chance to trigger an additional attack damage factor 50 on the target. I prefer the extra 8% skill damage on my march. Now, I will say that whenever running the Boudica Tomyris like I was running, I don't recommend going this route, guys. You don't want to generate skills very often when you're using a Tomyris. Alright? I did this talent tree was not the talent tree that I was using all KvK. I did this one at the very end whenever I did use that Boudica YSG, but we didn't really get too much action off of that to be able to really discuss those reports, or really go over any of them. I kind of accidentally deleted all the King's Land reports anyways, but anyways, we're getting past that. So the talent trees we were using for whenever we had the Boudicca was actually something more similar to, let's see, this, where I had everything up here maxed out. Let's go ahead and pop it up real quick so I can show you guys what we're running at. Increase archer's attack, yes. Nope, we didn't run rage. After using skill, increase damage for next 2 seconds, yes. Bam. Increased, yes. No, we didn't get any rage. We really got all the stat buffs, and we didn't grab any rage whatsoever. Yep, health. There we go. So this is the talent tree that I was running on the open field for my Boudica Tomyris. This was the talent tree, guys. Like I said, this is what I was running for the Boudica YSG. So let's go ahead and look through these reports. And like I said, it's going to be mostly Boudica Tommy in these reports. But again, I will say, guys, the top tier March, the top tier pairing is Boudica YSG. Okay? Boudica YSG. The reason why I had Boudica Tomyris is because I really wanted that Tomyris' debuff for the rest of my marches. I have a lot of nuking marches, and I just went ahead and threw my YSG behind my XY. He has some decent gear on him, and that's going to give me all the nuking damage that I wanted out of just one march. So that's why I went with the Tomyris. That's why I went with Tomyris. So right here we swarmed up a Xeno YSS flag, the 1.6 million flag. We took a decent trade here. And the troop buffs that we were running was the Edward skill. While on the map, archer units led by this commander gain 25% increased health and 25% increased march speed. And then, of course, we have the military genius. Archer units led by this commander gain 10% increased attack and 10% march speed. Here's another flag swarm. We're not going to have too many reports coming out of this Boudica march because we did expertise the Boudica a little bit later on. We were running Cyrus YSG, which we did in a previous KvK, and it works relatively well. Cyrus YSG does a ton of skill damage. Here we're trying to swim down the flag, and then players are just swarming us or hitting us with AoE while we're trying to swim down the flag. But the Cyrus YSG does a ton of skill damage, but it is very squishy, and it wasn't holding up for this KvK. That's why we went ahead and busted out with the Boudica Tommy. And then, of course, some people were complaining on me on the stream for not using Boudica YSG, so I threw Boudica YSG out there. Yes, guys, we already know, or I already know, Boudica YSG is an amazing march. We just wanted to use that Boudica Tommy for the debuffs. Here we go. Here's some open field fighting reports. We got decent trades. We didn't get the best trades. Obviously, everything that we focused here, you can tell we were doing relatively well against the targets that we did focus. But those that are just popping us with AoE or hitting us on the side, they're able to pick us apart because there's no AoE here. We don't really have any good AoE coming out of the Boudica Tommy. It's realistically just the buffs that we're applying to it, the extra skill damage that we're trying to make the target take, the debuffs that Tomyris puts on there with the poison stack. That's literally all we're trying to do with this Boudica Tommy march, and it does a fantastic job at doing that. It's relatively tanky actually for an archer pairing. And then here we go. Here's that Cyrus YSG. Like I said, the Cyrus YSG it does a lot of skill damage, but it is very squishy. But that's pretty much all the reports we have for you guys. I know it was a shorter video than the last one, but like I said, we expertised our Boudica a little bit later on in the KvK, and I'm going to tell you guys, once again, this is a must-have archer pairing if you are in a top-tier kingdom. If you are a spender in the game or a mid-tier spender in the game, you need to get that Boudica expertise. She brings a lot of skill damage to the table. She brings that extra 35% damage or skill damage taken. She gives you a decent defense buff. She is an amazing commander to be in front of that YSG, to actually let YSG survive on the map for quite a while, to be able to get his skill cycles out there. And then again, she could also be paired right there in front of Tomyris to be able to get extra debuffs onto a specific target. Anyways, guys, I hope this kind of helps you with your commanders and your pairings. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like and sub button. Drop me a comment and let me know what you guys would like to see out of this out of these video series. Of course, the next commander that will be coming in the lineup will be that Saladin William pairing that we used. And until next time, y'all have a great one and enjoy the rest of y'all's day.